Are you still paying for expensive cable TV subscription services and yet you're not enjoying it totally? Well, it's time to cut that cable and upgrade to a TV box like the SVICLOUD 9S TV box. The SVICLOUD 9S is essentially the successor to the old SVI3 Plus, which features a new hardware design that's slimmer, it has a built-in antenna, and even though it has pretty much the same internals, it is actually a much better device. And let me tell you all about it in today's video. Now, as you can see right over here, the SVICLOUD 9S features a more attractive hardware design as compared to its predecessor, though it still lacks certain hardware features from the 3 Plus, such as a front LED display that tells the time and status, whereas the 9S only gets a simple LED indicator to tell you whether it's turned on or not. And in terms of I/Os, even though the audio port from the 3 Plus has been upgraded to an optical audio out that supports Dolby Surround, it lacks one extra USB port. The 3 Plus has a total of 3 USB ports, and it even supports storage suspension where the 9S doesn't. But that's not really a big deal because when you're using this TV box, the internal storage is definitely more than sufficient for you to install the necessary streaming apps. However, what's significantly different here is their remote controls. Look at this remote here. It is way more fully featured. It even has a dedicated Google Play button for you to get access to the Play Store. It has a dedicated YouTube button, an apps button, and 4 customizable buttons that is not available on the 3 Plus's remote. And on top of that, it features HDMI CEC function, which you can control your TV's volume and power with these dedicated buttons here, which the 3 Plus's remote doesn't have. In terms of hardware specifications, the SVICLOUD 9S is powered by the very same SoC that powers the 3 Plus. It is powered by the very same M-Logic S905Y quad-core SoC, paired with 2GB of RAM and 16GB of internal storage. Now, even though they have the same performance internals, that doesn't mean that they perform the same, because the 3 Plus runs on a mobile tablet version of Android 10, which is not so optimized for TV screens and runs slower as well. But the SVICLOUD 9S runs on Android TV OS 12, which is more optimized for TV screens and has way smoother performance than the 3 Plus's Android 10 operating system. Now, let's talk about the software experience on the SVI 9S. Now, like I mentioned earlier, even though it shares the same SoC as the 3 Plus, it has a better performance and responsiveness, all thanks to Android TV OS 12. And to show you all that, I'm going to restart the TV box to show you guys how fast it boots up. So I've got my timer here as well, and we're just going to press on the power button and press restart. So we're going to start the timer once it shows the splash screen, all right? There you go, starting the timer. And stop. So it took about 21 seconds to boot up the TV box, and that is really fast and way faster than some smart TVs that I've come across. Now, let's talk about the software features. Now, as you can see, this is a very simple looking software interface. There's no ad screen on the right side like you saw on the 3 Plus software. There's this really nice video window that shows you the recent trailers of shows and all that. And right under here, you get to add shortcuts to your favorite apps. So all you need to do is to just press on the plus button and you can choose the app that you want to add on to your home screen. Now, speaking of shortcuts, like I mentioned earlier, there's a special feature on the SVI 9S's remote, which is this 4 colored buttons that's totally customizable. And all you need to do is to head on to this quick launch feature inside the user interface. And this is where you configure what apps do you want to launch when you press on these respective buttons. So for instance, I've set the blue button to launch Disney Plus Hotstar, and whenever I'm in any part of the user interface and I press this blue button, it simply launches Disney Plus Hotstar. This is so simple and it's an amazing feature that you don't get to find even on smart TVs. Now, in other features, let's head on over to the settings right there. Okay, and I'm gonna head on over to display and screen resolution, because this is what I gotta mention to you guys. It is HDR policy. So this TV box basically supports HDR10 Plus standards, and now I'm having this always HDR setting turned on because I like to have HDR colors whenever I'm seeing what kind of content. But of course, for the geeks and nerds out there, if you prefer to have HDR only turned on when you play supported content, you can always change to this adaptive HDR option right here. Now, to show you some of the features, you also get HDMI CEC, which is something that you can turn on as well, because the remote here actually has some extra buttons to control your TV's volume. So when I press all the volume buttons, as you can see, it is adjusting the volume of my soundbar and TV. And if I press on the power button, it basically just turns off my TV. So I do not need my TV remote to control all that. I can totally do that from the SVI 9S's remote. Now, since the SVI 9S runs on Android TV OS 12, it has native support for Google Assistant, and it's really easy to call it out by just simply pressing on the microphone button right here. And I'm going to try it out for you guys here. What is the weather right now in Kuala Lumpur?
Currently in Kuala Lumpur, it's 32 degrees and mostly sunny. Today, there will be thunderstorms with a forecasted high of 32 and a low of 25.
So there you go. So there you go. Google Assistant works on the SVI 9S, unlike on the 3 Plus, which doesn't support at all. And also, I wanted to highlight that it comes with a TV optimized version of Google Play, which means you get access to TV optimized apps right here. As you can see, this looks very familiar already, right? This is something that you get on your Android TVs and all that. So you can basically install all these TV optimized apps and it will run perfectly on this TV box, unlike other Android TV boxes that runs on mobile or tablet versions of Android. Now, I'm going to show you guys some other features right here, and which is the YogurtTV app. Now, this is the highlight feature of the SVI 9S because it is a TV box, and while it does not come preloaded with this app, this is something that you can manually install, and I'll leave the instructions down below on how you can install YogurtTV. Now, YogurtTV is basically a on-demand streaming app. It has a huge library of shows, films, dramas, whatever you name it, from whatever countries that you can think of. Now, this is how the user interface looks like. Look at it. It looks simply amazing with all these high quality thumbnails. And even though some of them are in Chinese, I mean, it's really simple to identify the content that you want to watch by just looking at the thumbnail itself. So it's not something that's really difficult to navigate around. Like, as you can see in this film page here, you can choose whatever country that you want to go to. So let's say if I want to watch some Singapore content, for instance, though I do watch a lot of Singapore movies, but yeah, these are some of the Singapore movies that you can play right here. I'm not sure if they are actually from Singapore at all, but yeah, this is how it looks like. Now, for instance, let's just simply go to this Hidden Blade movie right here. So this is how it looks like in the introduction screen. You get the synopsis here, even though it's in Chinese, but I'm sure you can just get along with that by using your phone to translate it. But yeah, if you love to watch this kind of show, it's right there. And here are some of the suggestions that it suggested based on the genre that you have chosen. It's a really great suggestion engine that I really like it a lot. And let's say if I want to search for movies by using my voice, I can also do so. And the great thing about it is that when you launch the YogurtTV app, this microphone button will only just work with the app, but it will not call up Google Assistant at all. And let me show you guys how it works. So let's say if I want to find Fast and Furious, right? So all I need to do is to just hold on to the microphone button right now. Fast and Furious. There you go. It uses Google's voice engine, which is why it is so accurate, and it will show me all the films that's related to Fast and Furious, right? So let's say if I pick on one, so notice that there's actually some text above to show that it is in Blu-ray quality, 4K quality, and so on, whatever that is actually a really clear quality, all right? So one thing that I gotta mention about the SVI 9S is that it supports the AV1 codec, which is a codec that's for streaming content. It actually streams content way faster due to its efficient format. So let's say I'm just going to play this content, the Fast and the Furious, all right, and to show you how fast it looks, okay? So let's just press play right now. And as you can see, it takes less than 2 seconds for the content to be streamed on the TV box, and that is absolutely nuts, okay? So let's check out other features in the YogurtTV app. Now, this is the film section. Now, of course, you get to have live TV as well. These are all the supported countries. These are like you can just basically browse through countries here. Let's say I want to watch live TV channels from the US. I can simply do it. Just simply press on it and it will lead me to the live channel page. So we're currently streaming ABC Australia right now. As you can see, it's really nice. The quality is really clear. And to change between channels, all you need to do is to just press the OK button on the remote and it will show you a list of channels right here. And on the left pane, you get to choose the countries that you want to go to. And it is just that simple. And all thanks to that AV1 codec, switching to different channels also feels really fast. It streams in a very efficient format as well. So let's say if I switch to Animal Planet HD, and it should just take less than 5 seconds to start streaming the live TV channel. So there you go. Yep, it takes about less than 5 seconds and we are now watching Animal Planet in HD. So overall, I'm really satisfied with what the SVI9S offers. It has better performance than its predecessor, it has a clean software experience, and it has a great remote control that has a lot of features. And finally, the YogurtTV app is just crazy good. It is so smooth and there's a lot of content to watch whenever I feel like doing it. And especially if for those of you that owns a cable TV service, you don't really have time to watch, there's really no point paying for that monthly fee. So this box costs 468 ringgit and it is sent by courtesy of Bojio, which is actually a dealer back in Johor, and he also operates a YouTube channel that does tech content as well. So go check him out and subscribe to him if you want to. And if you want to purchase the SVI9S, I've left a link in the description below for you guys to purchase directly from Bojio's store on Shopee. Alright, so that's all for my review on the SVI9S TV box. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below and be sure to subscribe to the channel for more tech content, and I will see you guys in the next one.